Rain poured endlessly across the empty highway that evening. The sky was grey, thunder rumbled in the distance, and a young woman stood beside her broken-down car, waving desperately for help. Her name was Emily Carter, a marketing executive on her way to an important meeting. Her phone had died hours ago, and every passing vehicle only splashed more cold water across her legs. The glow of her hazard lights flickered weakly against the storm. After 45 long minutes, she whispered to herself, "Nobody's coming." She pulled her coat tighter, trembling as the rain soaked through. The world around her felt empty, just the sound of wind, thunder, and her own heartbeat echoing in her ears. Then, in the distance, headlights cut through the darkness. A rusted red pickup truck slowed down and stopped behind her car. The driver stepped out, holding a small flashlight. He wore an oil-stained jacket and a baseball cap pulled low. "Need some help, ma'am?" he asked, voice calm and warm. Emily hesitated. A part of her was scared, but his tone held no threat, only kindness. The man introduced himself as Jack Turner, a local mechanic from a nearby town. He quickly examined her car under the flashlight beam, rain dripping from his jacket. "Looks like your alternator's gone bad," he said, "but don't worry, I can help get you to my shop." Emily felt a rush of relief, but also embarrassment. "I don't have cash right now," she admitted softly. Jack chuckled, shaking his head. "Ma'am, I'm not here for your money. Let's just get you safe first." His words carried the quiet confidence of someone who had helped countless strangers before. Jack attached a tow chain to her car while Emily sat inside his truck, shivering but watching his reflection in the mirror. He worked with care, even humming softly despite the rain. As the truck rolled toward town, Emily glanced around. The dashboard had an old photo of a little girl smiling beside a go-kart. Jack noticed her looking and said, "That's my daughter, Lily. She wants to be a race car engineer someday." His voice softened. "Her mom passed a few years ago, so it's just us now." Emily smiled faintly. "She's lucky to have you." When they reached his small-town garage, Jack guided her inside, offering a towel and a cup of steaming coffee. The space smelled of oil, metal, and rain, but it felt oddly comforting. Emily looked around at pictures on the walls, community events, charity fundraisers, kids' car workshops. Jack explained that he taught local teens how to fix engines to keep them out of trouble. "It's not much, but it gives them a reason to stay busy," he said. Emily realized he wasn't just a mechanic. He was someone who quietly changed lives every day. As Jack worked on her car, Emily sat nearby, drying her hair beside a small heater. She watched him carefully inspect every part, patient and methodical. She finally asked, "Why help strangers in the middle of a storm?" Jack paused, tightening a bolt. "Because years ago, I broke down in the middle of nowhere too," he said. "A man stopped, helped me without asking for a thing. I promised myself I'd pay that forward." His honesty warmed her heart. It wasn't about heroism. It was simple, human kindness. The kind people forget still exists. Hours passed, and by dawn, the rain stopped. The first light of morning spilled through the garage windows, turning wet roads into shimmering gold. Jack started her car. The engine purred back to life. Emily's eyes widened in relief and gratitude. "You're amazing," she said. Jack just smiled modestly. "Just doing my job, Mom." When she offered to pay, he refused again. "Tell you what," he said, wiping his hands on a rag. "Next time you see someone stuck on the road, don't just drive past. That's all the payment I need." Emily stood silently for a moment, her heart heavier than before, not with sadness, but with realization. She promised she would remember his words. Before leaving, she asked if she could thank him online or post about his kindness. Jack shrugged, smiling. "If it helps someone else stop for a stranger, go for it," Emily nodded, took a picture of the small garage sign that read Turner's Auto Service, honest work, honest hands, and drove off with the sun breaking through the clouds behind her. That night, Emily posted her story on social media, writing, "When no one stopped for me, a mechanic named Jack did. He didn't just fix my car, he restored my faith in people." The post went viral overnight, gathering millions of views and thousands of comments. People began donating to support Jack's community workshop. Within days, a local news crew arrived at his garage. Jack was stunned. "I just did what anyone should do," he told them humbly. But Emily smiled and said, "That's exactly what makes you special." Weeks later, Jack's small-town garage became a symbol of kindness. Families visited to thank him, students volunteered, and even big companies offered to sponsor his youth program. But Jack remained the same, simple, grounded, and grateful. One evening, as he closed his shop, Emily returned, holding a framed picture. It showed him and Lily standing beside the repaired car. "For you," she said, "to remind you that one act of kindness can go farther than you think." Jack smiled, touched deeply. "Guess we both kept our promises," he replied. From that night on, Emily never passed a stranded car again, and Jack kept helping strangers, teaching kids, and raising his daughter with the same quiet strength. Their paths had crossed by chance, but that moment of compassion changed both their lives forever. The storm had brought two hearts together, one searching for help, the other ready to give it freely. Sometimes, the smallest acts of kindness don't just fix engines, they fix people too.